Hi everyone, Macman here. So this is going to be a video, the first video in a new series that I'm about to do on loading 9mm cast bullets. Hi everyone, Macman here. So this is going to be the number 2 in the series of loading 9mm cast bullets, on my cast bullets. So we're going to be using these two. You can see them, there's two different styles. One is from an M&P mold, the one on the right, and then the one with the grooves is from an RCBS mold. They're both 147 bullets. They're weighing in a little bit more than that, about 148, 149. But I loaded up a batch a little while ago, and this is a dummy round I made, but I just want to show you. So this is the ones that I was loading, and they fired in 4 out of my 5 pistols, and they fired in 2 of my 9mm rifles, no problem. But one pistol, my Beretta, it was hanging up. It was jamming. When the slide was going forward, it wouldn't fire, and it was jamming. So they were a little bit too long. So as part of this series, I thought I was going to be using the Red in T7, but I realised when I loaded those bullets originally, I used them on this Lee Classic press, and the dies are already set up exactly the same when I was having the issue with it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make some dummy rounds up, and I'll see if I can replicate the problem, and I'll show you with the dummy rounds with a pistol what was going wrong, and then we can change the length of the bullet, hopefully, so it'll fire in the Beretta. So I've got brand new Remington brass unfired. So this is what we're gonna be loading up to use. And I quickly measured the tops of them, and they're coming out at 3.77. I don't know if you can see that. 3.77. So in the first station here is a flaring die, just to open up to accept the bullets. I haven't got a sizing die in here, and I haven't got a priming system, because I'm gonna size these manually when I need to, and I prime them with my RCBS bench primer. So I'm only using this system for flaring, powder, seating the bullet, and then crimping. So the first station, like I said, has just got the flare on it. So we can go down, flare the case, and then we've got .89. So that's giving me 11th thou of flare, which I found works perfectly for starting the bullet, sitting it in there, and it's not scraping while I put it in. So that's the RCBS round, and then there's the M&P one. They sit in there perfect, and I've tried them, and I don't need to put I don't want to go too much with the flare, because obviously it's working the brass too much, but I do want enough so I'm not actually going to be shaving the bullets. So with it flared, I can go past the powder measure first, drop it in here. So this next station is the seater, which I've left at the same size as I was when I was having problems. So let's just drop the bullet in nice and square. You can bring it up nice and slow, and it just seats all the way to the stop. And you can see there, see if I can bring that around, so you can see there it's right almost to the top of the groove, and there is no powder coating being pushed off. It's all nice and clean and gone in. And then the measurement, the overall measurement is 1.147 on that one. So you can see that 1.147. And then the next station obviously is this is the Lee factory crimp die. So let's just put a little bit of crimp on there. And you can see there's a nice crimp around it. And then I have the case checker, and you can just see it drops in and falls out perfectly. There's no problem in the case checker, and it is well down. It's showing perfect in this, which it did last time, but for some reason it was hanging up on the actual chamber of the Beretta. So there's that one done. And we'll go through and we'll do one more. So again, we can just double check this one. So the neck on this one is 3.78 where the other one was. Bring it up and put the flare on. And then we are 0.389, so 11th thou flare. Just turn past the powder measure, and this time we'll use the M&P slick sided. So we can just put that in nice and square and bring it up slowly into the seater all the way down. And there you go again, you can see it's seated with didn't scrape lead, didn't scrape powder coat. It came out perfect. And let's just go on to the next stage and put a little bit of crimp on this one again. So there you can see it's crimped it all the way around nice. And then I can check it in the case gauge. You can see it just falls in perfectly, it's dropping out perfectly. And with this one being a different profile, like a little profile bullet, let's just measure that one. So this one is quite a bit shorter, even though we haven't adjusted the dies. You can see this one is coming out at 1.132. So that's quite a bit shorter than the RCBS, which hopefully you can see there with the two of them side by side. So I'm just trying to get these to line up and stay focused. There we go. So you can see there is quite a bit of difference in the length of the bullet and the shape. And this one seems to fit fine in the Beretta, and then this one, obviously, it's coming down fatter towards the base here, and this is where it's hanging up. So what I'm going to do next is we've made a couple of these dummy rounds up now. So what I'll do is I'm going to get the Beretta out, the one that I've been having the problems with. We'll take the barrel out, we'll do the clunk test, and then we'll rack it, and hopefully it'll replicate what I'm having out at the range, and you'll be able to see as well the problem I was having with it. And then once we've done that, we can resize them so they're at perfect, so they don't catch, and then we can go on to the next stage of the loading. So let me get everything ready and I'll be back with you guys. So this is the pistol I was having the issues with. It was my Beretta 9mm, was it the M9 or M93? So this is the one that was hanging up with these bullets. So let me quickly take it down. The Beretta comes apart so quick and it's done, and we got the barrel out. So the bullets that I was having issues with were the darker ones, but you can see they're going in the clunk test, but you can feel it just gripping on that one. And then these are the lighter ones with just slightly different profile, much better, and then just dropping out. So you can see with that one, so those are fine, but it's these darker ones, these 147 grains, that I was having the issues with. Drop it in. That one's falling out because that one's been in and out a few times. See, it's just gripping. So you can see they're fractionally long. So let's put this back together. I'm going to do this just off screen, guys, because I don't know how far we can go with showing this sort of stuff with YouTube at the moment. So just to be safe, I'm going to do it just off screen, just so we can make sure that I'm not breaking any of the YouTube rules. So let's just go out just a touch. So you can see it's all empty, it's all clear. And just to show you, there's no gunpowder in any of these rounds, and there's no primers in them as well. These are all dummy rounds, so they're safe. The magazine is clear, and you saw the gun was clear. So I'm just going to load up a couple of these. Let's just put some of these rounds into so the two dark ones are going to be the last ones, and the two lighter ones, which are slightly shorter, are going to go in first. So I've got them in first. So you can see they go in and they close perfect, and they fire. And then to extract them, perfect. The next one goes in, and to extract. And then the dark blue ones, it goes in fine. Just move them aside a little bit. It's firing, but when you go to extract them, they feel a little bit tight. And let me see if I can show you this, guys. Let me see if I can get a pen or a pencil. Bring this round. So if you look at the round, see if I can get it to come into focus. And try and bring it in. And if you look, it's really awkward to get this to focus. Okay, if you look right here, can you see it's just breaking the band? It's just contacting right on this ridge. So you can just see there's a mark all the way around. You can see it without marking it. But right as the bullet comes down and gets the widest part, right here, it's just sort of marking, or where it's catching on the powder coat. And let's just check the other one as well, just to see. The other one has only been through the gun once, but there is just the tiniest of marks here. But you can see I'm almost to the top of the bullet. I probably could sink it a little bit more into here, but I'm going to be breaking away from the, let me pull a bullet out, the top groove. Come around and show you this. So you can see here on the, bring it down level. So I got the crimp groove is here, and it's coming right up to the top of it. So I might be able to sink it a thou again, but I'm afraid it's going to break. It's going to catch right on this edge here. So I'm going to probably give CW a call, and I'm going to give Walter a call just to see what they think. So whether I can sink this bullet down enough so it's going to crimp on the flat here rather than just catching the edge. So that's the issue I would get in with these bullets, guys. Only in this pistol. All my the 4 others I shoot, and the two 9mm rifles I shoot, no issues at all. But it's just this one. Let's just pop these back in and see if I can do it again. This one was just hanging up to the point where it wouldn't fire, and we really had to pull on this to get it to come back. It was super tight, but they're going in now. It's fire in, and they are coming out. But you can definitely see the marks on them. So I'm gonna, before I actually go through and load, I'm gonna give the guys a call just to see what they think about this bullet. And so when we come back and we start the loading process, I'll have a little bit more information. I'll fill you in. I just don't want to go ahead and load at the moment with them like this. I just want to make sure that when I squeeze them down a bit, they're going to be fine. So stick with me, guys, and we're going to get this sorted. Okay, guys, we're back at the press. So I had a great conversation with Viejo. Walter Bunyan really helped me out with this, because with these bullets, these RCBS bullets, again, not much data on them, and I just went off data from the books trying to match up a bullet that looked the same for the length, and obviously I got it wrong, because in my Beretta they were catching and sticking. So you can see there, see if I can focus this in now. So the bullet is right to the top of the crimping groove or loop groove. So if I squeeze them down a couple of thou so they'd fit the gun, we're going to be crimping right on the groove. So after speaking to Walter has loaded these bullets, and where I'm loading them, roughly at 1 point, so this one is at 1.140. When I spoke to Walter, he is loading his to 1.063, so much shorter. And the reason being is he's telling me that we can go up past these grooves and we can almost go to this ridge, and we can go all the way up there, and obviously that's going to push the bullet further in for me, so it's not going to catch. It's not going to catch in the Beretta. So again, we can just set it up. I can undo the locking ring, and then we can just start walking the seating die down, little steps at a time. after each one we can just measure. And we're down to 1.28. Take it down some more. Now I'm down at 1.110. So we can keep taking this down, squeeze it in again. Now we're going down well down on there. We're at 1.090. And we're at 1.180 there, which to me looks okay on this bullet. I'm down quite well, but looking at this now, it has picked up a little bit of the brass. So I'm going to do another one. I'm going to put that one aside. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to put the flare on this. So there's a nice flare on there. Turn this once more. And then I'm going to squeeze this in. Let's see how this one goes through. So that one's come out at 1.082. So I'm going to put the crimp on this. So there you can see it's crimped. Let's check it in the shell holder. And it's dropping in and out of the shell holder. And it's sitting down where it needs to be. The only one thing, I think I need to start putting a little bit more of a flare, because it seems just to be catching right on the very top. So I'm going to take this, so the flare is there, and take it down a little bit. And I'm going to put a bit more flare on the shell, in the case. So let me get a fresh one. So this one is at 3.76. 3.76. So that's gone, it's gone like 16, 14, 15 thou on that one. So it's given it a little bit more of a flare. So I just want to try to see if this will go in without, excuse me, see if we can get this one to go in without scraping. Okay, so that looks a little bit better. It's opened it up a little bit and it seems okay. And then we can go in and pop the flare on. Pop the crimp on, sorry. So that's done there. Okay, so I've got a couple done now. So the best I can do is try and cycle them through again. And just to make sure everything is good. So I'm just going to pop the 3 that I've just done today. Pop them into a magazine. They are dummy rounds, guys. There's 3 gone in there. And the pistol is clear. So we put that in, we'll cycle one. It's chambered, it's fired. And it's come out nice and easy. So the next one is there, chambered, fired, and it's pulled straight out. And then the last one. Okay, so they went through there perfectly that time, and all I need to check now is just to make sure that we've got no markings on the groove, apart from where it didn't powder coat. Everything looks good. Everything looks good, guys. So there you go. So that's solving a problem that I had with the Beretta, that it was too long and it was jamming. So now we've adjusted all the dies. We are now sinking them a little bit further, and we are at 1.084 on that one. 1.083 and 1.084. So they're coming out a little bit shorter. I'm going to try them at that. We're going to make some rounds up and we're going to shoot it and we'll see how it performs. I haven't gone quite as short as when I was talking to Viejo. He wanted me to go to 1.063. I'm 17th thou of his. But we'll try him at that. I'll make some up at that, and I might even make some up at the shorter ones, and we'll give them a go and we'll see how they group. So if you like these videos, guys, please like, share and subscribe. I really enjoy doing them. So this was part 2, making dummy rounds to solve the problem of them sticking in the Beretta, and part 3 will be coming up, where we'll start priming, checking the cases, priming and charging them, and that'll be in the next video. So thanks, guys, and we'll catch you on the next.